What's good, YouTube? Swiftly here, back with another NBA 2K25 video, and in today's video I have another episode of badge breakdowns for you guys. Now, as you can see on your screen, today's episode we are talking about the shooting badge Limitless range, which has been a staple badge in NBA 2K for quite some time now. If you read the description, it says that Limitless range extends the range from which a player can shoot from deep. Now, obviously, that just means, it increases your range. You'll be able to shoot deep ass threes when you have this badge equipped. Now, in previous 2Ks, this has been one of the most important badges, period. This has always been the badge that everybody shoots for. If you want to be able to shoot in this game, this is one of the badges that everybody's like, you gotta have, and you try to get it as high of a level as you possibly can just to make yourself a better shooter from range, because a lot of times the reason why this is so useful is that a lot of times when you sit really, really far out, dudes will think that you can't even hit that shot, so they'll just sag off you. I remember my 99 3 build from 2K23, I was sitting behind the hash and dudes would just let me shoot because they would think that, oh, well, yeah, he got 99 3, he got limitless range, but he's not shooting from behind the hash mark or from the logo, like at half court, right? Cool, leave me open. I would sit there and just go 3 for 3, 4 for 4, 5 for 5. And then once you hit 2-3, now it's like, okay, now they got to guard you. But the thing is, they don't want to stand all the way out at the hash mark or behind the hash mark or stand all the way at the logo to guard you. Eventually, they're going to get tired of just standing all the way out there, not doing anything, not guard, not playing defense, not doing anything. They're just sitting there watching you, babysitting you, basically. And what happens is they end up leaving and they go help, and then somebody hits you, and then you're wide open. Now, that is how it worked in previous games. In NBA 2K25, with the way shooting is, like, this badge, it's kind of hit or miss. With shooting and the way I see most people shoot, most people are shooting sub 40% in this game. There's very few people shooting above 40 or even 45% in this game. You really don't need to be shooting from further away. Now, do you want to have this badge? Obviously, yes, you want to have the badge. The more badges you have as far as shooting goes, the better, more capable of a shooter you become. You don't want to be a shooter who can only shoot in the corner. You want to be able to hit a three from anywhere on the court, which obviously is very important to spacing the floor and being, a threat anywhere. Now, with that being said, if you're shooting 33%, 29%, 18%, I've seen dudes shooting 8% from three in the rec. If you're shooting that badly, you do not need to be shooting from limitless range. You need to be hugging the three-point line. You need to be on third base with the free throw line, okay? You need to have your hand under her shirt. You need to be hugged up on her, kissing her, all up on her neck. That's where you need to be on the three-point line, okay? No diddy. That's where you need to be at. You don't need to be at Limitless. You don't need to be at the goddamn hash. You damn sure don't need to be at half court, because I've seen how some of y'all are out here bricking and shooting. You don't need to be out there. Now, if you are shooting above 40%, you shoot like 44, 45, which is respectable given the circumstances in this game, then you know what? Have at it. Go ahead, sit at that hash mark with silver or gold limitless and knock down some shots. I'm not mad at you, but everybody else, if you're that poor of a shooter, you do not need to be increasing the difficulty of which the shots you are taking, okay? You don't need to do that. This is not a badge for those people who are shooting 18% from three, 15% from three. You need to just go back to the basics, sit, find a corner, get your hot spots, all of that good stuff, and then when you can knock down, some corner threes and some wing threes, then you can focus on limitless range, That's just my take on this badge. Now, as far as the levels I've used all the way up to Hall of Fame, and I already explained to you guys in previous videos that I do have a build that will get a 99 3, so I will eventually get to use Legend Limitless range, but right now I've only used Gold and Hall of Fame, and I gotta say, it feels the same to me. Like, I know that the boost is a little bit better on Hall of Fame compared to Gold, but to me, it just all feels the same. Like, it just all feels like a gamble with how shooting is in this game. I'm sure somebody who's a better shooter will probably be able to tell you, that there's a more of a difference between silver and gold and Hall of Fame and all of that stuff, and Hall of Fame and Legend. But for me, as an average shooter, I'm only shooting 49% I've gotten my 3 up to 51%, but I usually have some bad games and it'll drop. Some games I'm like 6 for 7, 7 for 8 from 3. Then some games I'm 1 for 4 from 3. So it's like jacking into the matrix, and like, you drop something on the floor and it hits the floor, and then sometimes you go into the matrix and you drop something on the floor and that shit floats to the ceiling. There's no rhyme or reason for any of the bullshit happening in this RNG based game. So as far as limitless range goes, man, like, I would just tell you guys, I don't really have an opinion on the badge. I would tell you to use your own opinion, as far as this breakdown goes, because personally for me, I don't really notice a difference. Whether I'm shooting from Limitless with silver, whether I'm shooting for gold, whether I'm shooting from Hall of Fame, it really just feels like an RNG simulator, and it's going to be a coin toss either way. Especially from Limitless. Other areas, then obviously I feel like I have a little bit more control over whether I'm actually going to make the shot. But on Limitless, on high risk, it just feels like a coin toss, bro. So do with that information what you will. Sorry that I don't have like a more in-depth breakdown for this badge, but that's just the state of shooting in this game. I do know that they put out a patch for season 2 to apparently make shooting a little bit easier, but apparently that was only like around average of a 2% boost to shooting, so it's not going to really make that much of a difference. But yeah, man, let me know in the comments down below what has been your experience with the Limitless Range badge in NBA 2K25, and what level of the badge have you been using. It has been your boy Swiftly. Please be sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe for more NBA 2K25 content. And of course, more badge breakdowns like this. I'm out, y'all. Peace.